Wait 1 second, making sure I'm recording. Okay, hello and welcome back, my pillows and tillows, to the snow. Now, we last left off. My brain's not working now. We last left off after, a bunch of different stuff happened last episode. I will not describe it, you have to watch the last episode for it. Ow, stupid fly landed in my nose there. But I am going to keep this one short, around maybe 10-20 minutes. Standing out on the front lawn in the cold of early morning, I keep patiently patting away at my creation, slowly but surely building him up. I've been wanting to make a snowman for a while now, but between moving, studying and hanging out with others, there just hasn't been much time. While I might have wanted to keep lazing around with Élan, her family probably won't take much longer to get back, and she wanted to keep practicing our art. If nothing else, at least we're both a lot more awake now. It's rather nice to be out here despite the cold, and given some much needed time to unwind. I think I'm living up to the expectations of Élan's family. But living in another's home, under the gaze of strangers, is still stressful. Especially if you're standing in the middle of the road, this is the middle of the road. Like, we just came back with zero. Ah! Yeah, I'm just doing grand. Did I get it? No, don't think so. Sorry, I was trying to get rid of a fly there that was on my mouse pad. Not that I'm alone out here. The odd squirrel flits about in the distance between the trees, and the birds can be heard chirping away from the pines. I wonder if Élan, for her love of outdoors, appreciates the sounds of nature around here. Even if you're the only person around, you're never really alone. The air is nice here too, fresh with just a hint of pine wafting from the trees. It's only when a car door clangs shut behind me that I realize I've become so distracted with my surroundings. Her father makes idle mention of how little traffic they encountered as they pass into the house, with her mother guessing that the cars must have been going in the direction of the city instead. Eve bounces out the car after them before stopping to spy at what I'm up to. Ah, snowman. Yep, never had the time to make one back home. Want to build one too? Yeah. Needing no further prompting, she enthusiastically rushes past me and crouches down, pushing together snow with her tiny gloved hands. Dang, she could build a snowman better than I can. Look at the size of that snowman. And she's that tiny. Dang, Allison must be around the same height, Basically. Like maybe a few inches taller, but maybe it's perspective. Maybe we're looking more further downwards. Maybe that's what it is. The two of us start working away, with her snowman slowly starting to take form next to mine. There's almost a therapeutic feel to all of it. Relaxing outside as I see the large snowman coming together with each little step. Even Eve seems to have quieted down, focused wholly on her work. Maybe this is a bit what sculpture is like. It's satisfying to build something with my own hands and see object form there. There. I went form there because I went and looked downwards instead of, getting that last word. Where there was nothing before. Looking over to Eve's snowman as I go, I'm impressed with how quickly she's managed to get something together. The slightly lopsided, that's what I was trying to say, not topsided, lopsided figure roughly equal to her height.
You must have lots of practice.
She continues working at it, making a bit of pounding the snow into shape with both her hands. Her entire upper body being put into it.
Eileen taught me how to make snowmen.
There's a bit of hesitation still, as if reminding herself that she shouldn't talk too much to the stranger suddenly hanging around her sister. Hopefully the fun of sharing the experience might help distract her.
It sounds like you and Eileen are really close.
I don't get to play with her much now that she's moved out. I miss her when she goes away, but Mom and Eileen always argue when she's home.
You could visit her back in Utah, maybe. I'm sure she'd like the company.
Dad says we will, but he's always got work. I want to see her paintings. She was always making them before she went away.
Her paintings are really pretty, aren't they?
Yeah, but Mom said it's not a real job, so Eileen gets mad.
Dang, Da Vinci over here, getting told it's not a real job after painting the Mona Lisa, Cracks me up. Artistry comes in different forms. You can focus on one thing like oil painting or stuff like that, but there's always another form of art out there that's always worth trying, Get your, toes dipped in all the art. Like origami. Putting paper together is much harder than it looks, I tell you. Ooh. Sorry, I did not realize I had chinchilla hair on my hand, and when I wafted my hand up into the air, explaining it that you cannot actually see, it just went flying and it slowly, dropped to the ground. I'm going to have to hoover that up at some point.
What about Dad?
Dad said he thinks the same, but they shouldn't fight so much over it.
Well, she's doing well in, artistry, Like if the art club wants her, then someone else has got to want her for, doing the same.
Sounds like they don't get along very well.
Hey, can you make Eileen happier?
I'll certainly do my best.
Satisfied with the best answer I could drum up, she goes back to work on her snowman, little hands collecting some more snow to pat on. I might say that, but I don't really know where to begin. Now that I think about it, she's done a lot for me, but when I think back to when we've been together, all I've been able to do around her is watch as she draws and paints. I'm just getting myself worried over her. As she said, Eileen's perfectly capable of looking after herself. It's not like she needs me to be happy. Trying to stop myself from dwelling, I focus on patting the head of my snowman some more to make it a bit less rectangular.
Do you paint too?
Not really. I just draw cute things.
I draw too! Can I show you my drawings later?
This is how you get, the attention,
Sure, that'd be great.
Dang, more chinchilla hair. I tell you, I pick up my chinchilla, give him some pets, put him back in, and it turns out I'm 90% chinchilla now. Tortilla, I tell you. He doesn't know how to dust bath properly, so a lot of his hair, sticks together, so, been patting him down. Should get one of the gloves that, you put on and it gets all the hair out. Would help him out quite a lot. He gets very greasy because they like to cuddle, my two chinchillas. They like to cuddle. So they're always on top of each other or beside each other or cuddling, while sleeping, and all that. So they get very oily. So they need to, get dust baths all the time, As she beams a grin, I'm glad to finally be making headway with her. I never thought I'd be bonding through messing about in the snow. Have you shown Mom and Dad? They're always busy, so I can't always show them. My nanny's seen all of them, so she's nice. A nanny, huh? I suppose you don't get to live this nicely without some sacrifices. Wonder if Élan was raised by a nanny too. I wonder if either of them ever really connected with their parents. As we work away on our creations, the door opens once more. Looking around to see who it is, a familiar figure strides up. I do worry about her long boots in the slippery snow, but she doesn't seem bothered. What are you two doing? Making snowmen. Making snowmen. You don't say. Well, if you want some lunch instead of freezing out here, making snowman all day, come in from the cold already. But I want to make him better. Élan studies her work for a moment before reaching over towards me. Too confused to respond, I just stand there as Élan's hands reach over and take my scarf in their grip. Unwindingly it from my neck, she silently walks over to Élan's snowman and smartly wraps it around what's probably supposed to be an egg. That looks cool. There. He'll be happier now that he's less cold. He'll still be there when you get back, so go and eat something. Your snow is starting, you know. Oh, show. Sorry. Snow. Oh yes, your snow is starting. Like this, you know, the snowman just goes bloop 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 bloop. It becomes a robot walking around. Shocked that she might be missing even a minute, she completely drops any attention she had on the snowman and stomps off as quickly as her restricting clothing allows. It's obvious Élan has Eve wrapped around her little finger. All I'm left to do is stare at Élan pouting. You can grab your scarf back when Eve gets bored of making it. I was going to use it on my snowman.
Seriously?
I swear, you're worse than her sometimes. Cracks me up. Alright, I do think I do not want to keep you too long, I tell you. The sound of Saturday morning kids shows fills the living room as I walk back in, each hand carefully balancing a bowl of cereal. And that's where we're going to end off, I tell you. 13 minutes. 13 minutes of building a snowman, I tell you. Alright. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a nice day, safe, responsible, move sources, equal to vitamins, very important, and bye-bye, see you next time, have a nice day, bye-bye.